So, why haven't I been posting much lately? Some people have been asking. I think it's basically because I'm freaking out a little bit. You know, I've got this huge project I'm doing, and it's really difficult. And there are a lot of things. It's not even that difficult. It's just that there's so many things that can go wrong, and I have to keep track of so much. And I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew, you know, at some point in the past, I said, all right, Jaimie, I'm putting you on this path, and it is going to be scary. But right now, I have the courage to put myself there, so go. And I know you're going to have the courage to do it when you get to the parts that are scary. And I'm at the parts that are scary. But luckily, you know, I have, so far, enough courage to handle like a panic attack coming on and just continuing with my work. I'm rolling my fiberglass and my heart's going, oh my gosh, I cannot mess this up. Because if I mess this up, it is really, really bad and my stomach's churning. But I'm just like, it's cool. Because mentally, like logically and rationally, I can say, all right, I can analyze what's going on and say, that's good. I should be panicking right now. And I need that. I know there's ways I could get rid of that fear and that. But no, I'm accepting that and using that to focus me and make sure that I do a good job on what I'm doing. And it's such a big deal because of all the responsibilities I have now. See, 10 years ago when I bought land in Vermont, you know, a mile from a road in the middle of the forest on a mountain, and I just went there to build a house. It didn't really matter if I messed up. You know, if I started and halfway through the winter, the whole thing blew off the cliff and all my clothes disappeared and I was standing there naked in 6 feet of snow, I know I still have enough strength in myself that I could walk out of there and I would be fine. I could start with nothing and be okay because I have enough strength built up in myself because I'm a full-grown, strong adult. But now I've got these 2 little angels who are so amazing. They're like, they make my mornings just awesome. Like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my God, I got these little kids to snuggle, it's great. But that also means I cannot mess this up. Like I can't take a significant portion of my life savings and their life savings because they're my kids, they're relying on me. I can't put all this time, effort, money, all these resources into building this huge houseboat and have it not work. I cannot mess it up. So that's why I'm kind of freaking out a little bit, you know? But it's okay, because like, I'm taking that panic and I'm just using it to focus myself on what I'm doing. But you know, it's kind of distracted me from things like making videos. But right now, I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. I gotta back up more, this thing is huge. So I'm building this boat, and it's like 40 feet long and about 23 feet wide. And I've been waiting for like a month and a half for more resin. And I just got 3 tanks full of resin, finally. I've been going crazy trying to, I don't know, twiddle my thumbs waiting for this stuff, because this giant boat's been sitting here halfway finished. Alright, and inside I have all this, you know, wood stuff built. And this has been sitting unfiberglassed for about a month. But yesterday I fiberglassed the whole thing. It's all super strong. That's going to be like, you know, kids' rooms probably. And there's going to be a couple, like a floor on top of there that you can lift up, and there's all kinds of storage down there. And the same basic thing as this, like this, well, there's a few extra pieces of plywood just being stored, but this lifts up, and then under there, you know, there's all kinds of space for stuff. And over here, there's going to be shelves, and on the other side, shelves. I'm fiberglassing it all. So yesterday, I fiberglassed all this. And next, I want to take all the stuff here and move it over there so that I can fiberglass this whole thing. Because I've been using this top as like the fiberglass cutting station and stuff. But since the front is still a little bit sticky, I don't want to put a bunch of stuff on it that's going to, you know, be hard to peel off in 3 weeks when I want to take it off. So I'm working today on window circles. Whoosh. You'll see here I've got just a hole. And here I've got a hole. Man, everything is so huge on this. Back up. With like a ring put in it. And here's a finished one. Ooh, isn't that exciting? It's all fiberglass in here and on the other side. Yeah, and it like, you know, extends. It extends inside of it too. It makes a pretty thick thing. It's actually a nice seat. You can sit right in this hole. Yeah, let me just back up. So those are 3-foot wide holes for windows. Alright, let's go inside for a minute. I'm gonna paint the whole thing black and then another color. Oh, and of course, I've got my adventure builder symbol above the door back here. Here's one of my previous tanks of resin, and this is basically the backyard. Here, let me climb up my temporary stick. And up here's the roof, which is the second floor. I don't want to jump around up here because I have supports under here that are not fiberglassed in yet. But from up here, you can see the backyard with a bunch of stuff all over the place. And above here, there's going to be a solar panel roof that I think is going to be tiltable to also aim at the sun and be a big hard sail, which would be awesome right now because the wind is like crazy. So anyway, what I've been doing all day today is rolling out a piece of fiberglass, and then I use this tube to get my line straight, and I just roll it against. This is a super tip for building, you know, when you're doing fiberglass and you got to cut straight lines and you want to roll it out. Keep one of the inner tubes and then just roll it straight out and it'll stay parallel, and then you can keep cutting parallel lines just by, you know, lining it up with that. Anyway, then I'll take a bunch of strips and put it on this piece of wood here. And that's all waxed, so this comes off. And the wood wasn't long enough, so there's a piece of sheet metal there. But anyway, then I peel that whole strip of fiberglass stuff off, and it becomes a hoop when I make it into a hoop. You know, it helps when I use a little clip to... Anyway, then I stuff it in one of these holes and resin around it and fiberglass it in, and then, you know, sand it like this one over here. And the seam at the bottom is important because I kind of tilt it out like that and like that, so this isn't flat, it tilts out a little bit. So if there's any water on here, it'll go out of the boat instead of in, which is important stuff when you have a boat. You know, people ask me, dude, how'd you learn how to design a boat? And I'm like, I don't know, it's not that hard. Keep the water out, keep the air in. I mean, I'm sure it's more complicated than that, but that's the basic gist. So yesterday I did this whole fiberglass area and these ribs, so they continue. These ones aren't done yet, but that's to make the roof extra rigid, and it's really, really strong up there. Like before I put these in, it was a little flexible. Didn't feel like it was going to cave in or anything, but now it's super good. And there's the back of the boat back there. There are no windows in the front. I think I'm going to drive from the second floor, because from the second floor you see everything. And one of the reasons, I mean, that's one reason that the whole second floor is curved, so you can see down easily. But also it's because it makes the side wall of the boat less tall. So, you know, when wind is hitting the boat, it pushes it, and the taller this wall is, the more the wind pushes on the boat. So making this roof slope down, see, it's just a big curve. It comes up and then down. It's about 2 feet lower on the sides than it is in the middle. Anyway, it makes that wall 2 feet shorter. So that's 2 feet shorter of like wall that acts like a big sail pushing the boat around. Also, having these huge windows lets the air blow through the boat instead of just pushing on the boat. Of course, there'll be covers on here that I'll put on when it's, you know, raining or storming or something. And the front of the boat curves down, so the wind can, you know, kind of blow up and under easily. I've got a handy rope attacherizer. I think I'm going to build a ladder into this to climb up to the top. And the front curves under too. If you go under there when it's windy, it's like a wind tunnel just blasting through. hard to get an idea of how long this silly thing is because I can't back up far enough on the side of this dock here to get the whole thing in view. If I go over to the neighbors, I can. Alright, I think it's gonna rain. I'm out of here. So I found out I just missed out on carrot chips because... Well, why?
You were walking too long.
I was working too long.